Hello, livestream. As you might have noticed, I'm not Haxe. I'm taking over him for this group because he has to drive, obviously. And so it's going to be me and Max Smurf casting this group.
No.
The group you're about to see is Group C. So, because of not wanting to do it boring, we're going to change the order of the groups this time around. And driving in Group C is, or should be at least, Team CZM Maniac 3 with, let me check who is in. I think Taketu and Atlas, but I'm not sure. Team Amaga with Wizard, Gara, and Haxe. Team SJT would be driving with JD and someone else, but he's alone at this moment, so he might stay there, sadly. Then Team R, driving with Nath and, well, someone else. Problem is Nath is also still alone at this point. Next team is Team Disaster with 7 and Thunderfin, if I'm not mistaken. Team Triforce with Extra and Eric. And Team WAT with Andy and Timaye. And what you're seeing right now is 2 minutes of warm-ups that the team get, and also the remaining players who have not joined yet, in hopes that they will join soon. And after those 2 minutes, we're going live.
Oh, Yazuki is playing for Disaster, I guess.
With Yakuza, yeah. So no 7 then. That's interesting. Also hi Riolo. The only guy who said hi in the chat. Oh.
Well, thanks for saying hi. Hi back
Indeed.
to you.
Hello!
It's Toffee.
Yay!
no. Okay, Atlas joined, Yakuza joined. 2 more people who's going to be driving maybe. So that makes 12 players and 2 missing.
Yes, let's see if we can kick everyone who shouldn't be in spectator mode.
That's a lot of people. A lot.
Yes, indeed, in spectator password.
And change the password afterwards, I think, yeah.
Effie.
Yakuza disconnected again, what's going on?
Max Morer.
Well, you should come soon because the time is already running out.
Is it live now? I think it's live now. Oh, Yakuza and 7 just joined, oh god. Oh god. Are you going to delay it or just...
No.
Ah. We're doing it live.
Yakuza isn't driving.
Yakuza isn't driving indeed. Go Yakuza. Go drive.
Is driving. 7 is still loading.
Yakuza isn't.
And
7
Yakuza
is
left
now
again.
driving.
Oh, what's... Okay, 7 is driving.
No.
So much shite going on, god. But at least most of them started driving now.
Luckily.
Is that a crash?
Okay.
Eric?
Let's see, Eric... No, he's still driving. But he had a crash, because, well, otherwise he wouldn't be in 10th place.
Yeah.
So getting to the real commentating here. After not even 1 lap we have Red Extra first, followed by Nath, Andy, Gara and so on.
What the fuck?
And what happened?
We have a problem.
Okay.
What's
People
going
are
on?
I'm The
We're
match is still going on. Despite all the problems with kicking people who shouldn't be kicked. But the interface somehow, just when I say kick that person, then it doesn't
Kicks
kick that
everyone.
person, but someone else. So, yeah, that's a bit fucked up. I don't know why that happened, but
It's not going to happen again.
well, it shouldn't be. Shouldn't happen. Anyway, it's Red at the moment who is in the front of this match at the moment with already about a minute lead over Neff from Team Air. So
A minute lead? That's a bit much.
second. Ooh. A minute.
Oh.
Would be very good if he would manage to have a minute lead over the second place.
May have
Oh,
a minute
yes.
lead over the last place in the end, but we're not there yet.
Well, already 25 seconds, but
Going into lap 3.
you're back, by the way. Now going to kick people just by typing in the command instead of. Sorry.
Got it a bit back to normal. But Extra still leading, now with less than a second in front of Nath, who seems to be catching up. Followed by Eric, who got it back from 10th place. Then Gara, Timoe, Nathan and Andy. Diddy, Atlas, Hax, Taketu and 7, who started late, so that's why he is still in last place with that big of a gap. And it seems like Nath and Reg are kind of splitting from the main group here, because they're both almost 3 seconds out of the third guy. And the main group is then led by Eric, followed by Time, Gara and Jonathan, who are all within 1 second, within half a second actually. So I'm trying to find out if anyone is, as in the first match, Cypher was full speeding that difficult corner. But I haven't seen anyone do it yet.
Maybe they've learned from the mistakes that Cypher made in the last match.
Maybe maybe they have.
Because of course he gave away his, well, he had 6 seconds I guess, and then he crashed, and he came back a bit, and then he crashed again, and then he came back a bit and crashed again, so
Roller coaster of face switching.
It's might be best to just focus on driving consistently instead of driving risky.
Yeah, for the guys that saw the last match, you may have realized that that was what Dilax was doing, the focus on guy. He didn't drive the fastest times, but he was in first place for almost the whole match just by not crashing. He was just driving consistently as well as he could.
Yeah, and then he got a bit too cocky, and then he messed it up in the last round, or second to last round. Or maybe he just made an unfortunate mistake, I don't know, of course, but...
Yeah.
But it was still a 1-2 for focus on, and well, we're going to see if we're going to have a 1-2 again in this match, but for the moment we have Red Extra from Try at the front and Neff in second place, with Eric also for Try in third place for the moment, but Eric has 3 seconds towards Neff to cover, so he did just drive the fastest lap of this match for the moment, so we might see him catching up towards Neff more.
I missed the opportunity to see if anyone's full speeding that. But seeing that the distances didn't really change. Well, distances did change. Red Extra is now 6 seconds ahead of Eric, who was just 3 seconds behind just a couple of checkpoints ago. Whatever Red Extra is doing, he's doing it right. Also, I just realized you can't see this in the stream, but I got a quite nice gimmick here which tells me who is gaining or losing something each round on the person in front or behind them. And what the statistic is telling me is that Nath and Eric are losing, obviously, as I just told you, because they fall behind. But Gara and Andy are gaining on Eric both. Seems to have made a mistake last round. And as we say this, Gara just overtook Eric. And they're in a... well, they're pretty close to each other now.
Yes, it seems that Eric does seem to get away here from Gara a bit.
Yeah, there are two different lines you can drive there. Eric drove the full speed uphill and then drift at the top, and Gara drifted the whole thing, which should normally be faster because you don't have to brake that much by drifting in the middle of it. But Eric's lines seem to be still better.
So for the moment it seems that Eric is getting away again, so he now has over a second on Gara, but he now has 6 seconds in front of him towards the second place, so
That's going to take a lot of time and catching up to do.
it's gonna be hard for him to get into second place there, so it's still lap 9, so everything is possible still for him, but
And also, as we saw in the last match, if you crash once, that can mean a huge time loss. So nothing is impossible right now, but if Nath keeps driving like he does right now, which is even faster than Red Extra's lap, it's going to be unlikely that Eric catches up to him.
yeah, because we just saw that Eric is driving, I think, 0.3 of a second slower than Neff at the moment, and Red Extra also drove slower than Neff in the last map, but somehow that might have been caused by a bump or something, because Neff is now under the second towards Red Extra and has him, as you can clearly see in his view, so...
Yes, catching up indeed. Let's see what the next lap says, according to the times. Crossing the line, Red Extra got the new fastest round with
Yes,
a 1 minute .38.
Yes, and Neff there losing already half a second in the last lap, so...
Oh, although Red Extra crashed, I think. Yes, he did, so Nath is now in front.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh dear, he had to respawn indeed. So he's now fallen back to second place.
And now 3 seconds behind Nath already. And
Yeah,
only
but,
3 seconds ahead of Eric.
So it doesn't seem to be a huge crash, otherwise he would have been further behind. So taking quite a wide line there and losing some speed, as if I could see that alright. Yes, the time... DP times give it as well, that he's now 4 seconds behind.
And as we cross the halfway point, Nath leading in front of Red Extra and Eric. And then Andy and Gara seem to have not that close of a fight. Although Gara lost his place to Andy.
Well, they're still...
They seem to be catching up on Eric right now. He might have touched the wall or something.
that might be the case indeed. So it seems that there's still a half a second between Andy and Eric for the moment, and Gara has 1 second in front of him towards Andy. But it seems that Andy has slowed down
Yeah,
somehow
yes.
and is now Gara is now
Catching up
almost
again.
almost overtaking. Not sure when. It's coming soon maybe.
Red Extra is catching up to Nat again with a 0.7 round advantage in the last one. So it's only 3 seconds left now he has to gain. Less than 3 seconds right now.
Yeah, he had 4, so he already made up 1 second, and well, with half the race still in front of us, it's possible to catch up those other seconds as well.
Indeed it is.
It seems that people keep joining for some reason, I don't know why, because I clearly put a spectator password, but I don't know. It's fast, it's well, not working properly it seems. Anyway, back to the race.
Gara got his place from Andy again and is now focusing on Eric maybe.
Yeah,
Although Andy is getting back, or seems to be getting back at Gara.
and Red was able to take
Overtake
over
Nat
and he's
again.
now in first place again.
Although Nat didn't... Well, he lost 3 seconds, but it's only 1 second behind Red Extra right now, so the gap isn't that big as it was before.
Nope. But Neff here already losing in 1.5 seconds, so it might seem that he had a little crash or something. Because that gap went down pretty quick there.
Indeed it did. Oh, and Eric back to 5th place. So he lost his 3rd place to Gara. And
Yeah, and then
Andy
the
as
4th
well.
place to Andy, yeah.
And now he's fighting with JD, who's just coming up behind him. Let's see how that turns out.
Yes,
JD
and it
going a
seems
bit
that
wider.
the first overtake is coming up. Red Extra is now tailing Haagse, so we will see an overtake there very soon, and it seems that it already happened, so Red Extra now overtaken Haagse, and Haagse will be overtaken by Neff in just a few seconds as well, so yeah, there it was sooner than in last match, but I guess, well, I don't think Haagse trained really well because he expected that his other 2 teammates would be driving this match, so still kudos to him for driving, of course.
A lot of unexpected surprises this match.
Yes, and in the end we still missed 2 players somehow. I don't know why, but guess we'll have to do it with this. And Red Extra now trying to build up his lead towards Neff, who's still in 2nd place, who doesn't seem to have to fear much from behind, because Andy in 3rd place is now 8 seconds behind Neff, so should be alright for those 2 in the front at the moment.
If they keep it at the speed and don't crash, indeed, at
Indeed.
least.
Well, they can slow down a little bit, but crashing is of course not a good
Dangerous.
choice. Yep.
I don't know how it was in the last match, but the gap seemed quite big to me. There's a 2-second gap from 1st to 2nd, which is not that big, but then 8 seconds from 2nd to 3rd.
Yeah, well, there were quite some gaps as well, but in the front it was a little bit less, I think, but don't pin me down on it. I haven't written down all those gaps, so I can't tell you with all certainty, but seems for the moment that Red is, well, getting away from Neff. Well, yes, it seems that he drove 0.3 of a second faster the last lap, so
Also, I don't know what's going on with Eric, but he lost another place to... Oh, another 2 places actually, because he's 7th right now?
well, when I specking, it looks a bit like he's going from side to side on the road. Well, now not anymore, but in the last few corners. So, well, he's
Oh, but
gaining
Gara
on
had
Gara.
apparently a big crash, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So he passed
back to
Gara,
sixth.
so back to 6th, and he's catching upon Jedi as well. So should be able to get back into 5th place, I guess. He keeps going and not crashing into any walls or something.
I think he just did because Gara's gaining on him.
Yep. Looks like it.
So we got a pretty close group between JD and Jonathan, who is also right behind Gara, which you can see right now because Gara's the one getting specced.
Yeah, but it's it's indeed very close. So,
yeah, Jonathan almost overtaking Gara there. Maybe he does.
well, seems to be. There's a bit closer line there. Now Gara has the closer line. So it's
Changing from second to second.
Yeah, back and forth with those guys.
Just a lot of speed on that 180. No changes in the first 2 places. Still Red Extra in front of Nath, who's now 2.5 seconds behind him. And then a 10-second gap to 3rd place.
Yes, in this lap or last lap, it seems that Neff lost another 1/10 of a second, but it's not really much. But of course, every little helps you getting away, or yeah, every little helps for Red to get further away from Neff, so he can keep his first position in this race. Last week they, if I remember correctly, they were able to drive a 1-2, yes indeed, with Steven, Yen and Eric in that case, and well, now we have Red on 1st place, but it is Eric who is at the moment in 6th position, so
he has some catching up to do.
Indeed, he has some catching up to do if he wants to get any closer towards the podium. Because I think 2nd place in this stage of the race is too much to ask for, I guess. Except if Nath would crash, but well, you never know, of course.
Well, when Nath crashes, he has still 3 more people to overtake, and he crashes again. God damn it, Eric.
Oh, there.
That will cost him another position, surely. Yeah, Jonathan just overtook him. And he... Ah, oh, what does he do? Not trying to be rude, but...
Oh, there.
Maybe the catching up he's trying to do is just too much.
I think the catching up is making him...
crash even more.
Yep.
So Eric now down to 8th place. And Red X dropped down to 2nd.
Yes, we missed something there, but I suppose that Red had has made a little slowdown somewhere, or just bumped into the wall because Neff was able to overtake him, and
not that much though.
No, he's not getting far away. Yeah, the lap times also suggest that Red Extra was driving 3 seconds slower in the last lap, so that confirms
something happened there.
Yep, indeed.
Now getting back close to Nat though.
Yeah, but he has to be careful not to hit something else.
Otherwise he gets the same fate as his teammate.
Yes, and he might drop down even further, and that's of course something you wouldn't want to happen if you were him. And now both catching up onto 7, who is at the moment in 10th position.
Who would be the 3rd guy to get left in this match.
Yes, after Atlas and Haagse. So,
also, interesting to point out that 7 was the guy who started later than the others because he joined the server as the match was going. And he got like 2 positions, although he started last and behind everyone else.
Yes.
So that is quite the accomplishment by itself.
Oh, and Neff there.
And Red as well.
Red as well, but it still seems that Crash... Oh.
And again. So not back in 1st place now.
Red is going fair play there, but might not be the smartest, no, wasn't the smartest move there, but of course, yep. Now he's further behind because now he has 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds behind Neff, and he
And
crashes
touches the wall again.
Yes, indeed, and again.
That just gives more time to third and fourth place to catch up on first and second. Although they are still more than 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, though it's good to remember that this is the 22nd lap, so that means that after this lap we only have 2 laps to go, so Red should really watch out and don't crash anymore, because I think in those 2 laps he probably won't be able to catch up, but
Yeah,
if he crashes again...
focus on staying on second place now instead of trying to catch now. That might lead to more crashes and then cost him even more places.
Yes, though it's too bad for him because Ned made a, well, quite a problem there, so he was able to overtake him, but...
Eric still has the chance to take a couple of places though. Although he is still on 8th behind Gara.
Oh,
Gara
Gara
as we last saw him.
Gara is just in front of him, but then the gap towards 6th place is a whopping 10 seconds, so
oh yeah.
it will be hard for Eric to catch more places, and just when we talk about it, Eric
catches Gara.
Yep.
But as you said, the 10-second gap to the next place in front of him, that's not going to be possible, I think. Unless everyone in front of him crashes, which let's hope not. Doesn't look like anyone's too close to each other to be fighting over a place. The gaps are at least 3 seconds behind everyone.
Yes, so I think Red has decided not to push it too much. Does it seem that the gap, well, when we watch him it looks like he is pushing, but I hope he understands as well that it's going to be pretty insane if he's going to
and in the
catch
last
up.
lap of the match, Eric is doing his best, with now 1 minute 3 flat.
Yes, well,
that will not help him to get a better place though, sadly.
No, and it won't help him to get more points either, because we don't give out points for
best laps. No, we don't.
For best laps, no. Might be addition for next season, but
and Neff wins.
Indeed, Neff wins before Red in 2nd place.
And Team WAT, who we didn't talk about much, on 3rd and 4th place.
Indeed, we missed that kind of. So it's Andy and Timmy at 3rd and 4th.
Followed by JD, Jonathan, and then Eric.
Eric is coming in soon as well.
Wait, I'm missing out. Where did Gara go? Ah, he just doesn't show up on the left. Never mind, he is still behind Eric.
He's still driving, oh, interesting.
Yes.
The
So the
system
order is as we left them 2 laps ago.
Yes, it's Neff before Red, Andy, Timmy, Jedi, Jonathan, Eric, Gara, Takito, Seven, Haagse and Atlas for 12th position. Eric is amazed that he got the best lap in the last round, but
well, it's a nice surprise to him at least.
And indeed, 7 was too late for the start, which is too bad, but we already waited like 8 minutes or something, so it's maybe a message to everyone, just show up in, at the right time. You can see the stream when the race is over, so you can just join before the starting time, so good to remember. And Atlas is coming up towards the finish now. He should go to the finish.
He still has 18 minutes technically, but thanks God, he finished.
I think I would have skipped if he would just wait in front of the finish. So
now
technically he wouldn't get points if that was the case.
And that was Group C, everyone. Last players, or least amount of players at least. with a couple missing and one team less than the other two groups anyway.
Yes, indeed. We had 12, so 2 teams had 1 player missing. And we are going to Group A in a few minutes. So stay with us and we'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Indeed.
Enjoy your break.